On the 10th day, God created abstinence from acute withdrawal. I've made it, guys. I've made it. I got a good night's sleep last night. The rest is in my head. Bit off topic today, so not really a withdrawal update because it's pretty much gone. I wanted to make a video on my philosophy of the universe. So I'm really interested in quantum mechanics. I'm really interested in general relativity, which is the two ends of the scale. The very large general relativity, the very small quantum mechanics. So quantum mechanics is subatomic levels, atoms, how they work. Everything is made of atoms. And those atoms create elements which are known throughout the universe. So the elemental scale, that's the table we have, like magnesium, carbon, all those sort of things. They in our universe, we are aware that they work on the same physics as the rest of the universe does, and that just blows my mind. And for all those people I have faith, and I believe that the kingdom of God is in man, as Charlie Chaplin once said. It's your conscience. I believe that God is your conscience. It's when you go to do something, you know what the right thing to do is. It's whether you do that right thing or you don't do that right thing. So yeah, I've woken up feeling quite passionate this morning about science, and yeah. So general relativity, the nature of things, everything. So sorry, flat earthers. If you believe in flat Earth, I'm sorry, I cannot, I mean, I used to entertain the idea, but I can't anymore because, look, watch a shuttle launch, and you'll see the thrusters, shuttle launch videos are amazing, the thrusters aim for the projection on a diagonal level, and as you see it go up, as it's gunning it, spending all that fuel money, like millions of dollars, hundreds of thousands of dollars, millions maybe, on jet fuel, and it's going on a diagonal level because the Earth is rotating. It's got to aim for the projection in space, and you see the thrusters at the beginning turn on a diagonal level, so it's going not like this, but like this, because the Earth is rotating. So smaller objects in space, there is measure to the chaos. Smaller objects in space rotate around larger ones. Now we've got the solar system, so the Sun, Mercury. The closer to the Sun, the more sun-barren it is, the more, lack of water, the more deserty it is. And so we're at that perfect point where we can sustain life. And then you've got Jupiter, which is a massive gas giant, and between Jupiter and Mars used to be like us, because it used to be close to the sun, because we're all expanding, the universe is expanding. Mars used to be us, Mars could have sustained life at some point, and that's what we're looking for. We're looking for ancient ruins, I think. Well, that's my opinion. Then you've got the asteroid belt, and the asteroid belt has an asteroid with our name on it. Eventually it's going to come and hit us. Doesn't know how big it's going to be. It could be a cataclysmic event, but it's got a name. It's got our name on it, and eventually it'll lose orbit from that rotation and it will hit Earth. Look at the moon. Look how many craters are in the moon. We cover it up on our planet with vegetation, but there are craters on our planet too. We're in a firing range, people. We're in a firing range. We've got to look out for gamma rays, which is the sun expending massive amounts of energy that shoots through the universe and annihilates anything in its path. We could be gone in a blink of an eye because the sun has just shot a gamma ray right through us. We get them all the time from the sun on a smaller level, which is has an EMP type effect. And if that were to happen, we would be set back 100 years. We would lose all an EMP disables electronics, disables all our computers. So we'd be set back to the Stone Ages, and we'd have to start again. And so yeah, that's our solar system. And then we've got the galaxy, which is the Milky Way, obviously. In the center of the Milky Way is a massive supernova, which most of them have. The bigger the object is, the more rotation. yeah, everything rotates about something larger. It's called Sagittarius something, I forget. I'm a Sagittarius, but it's in the middle of the Milky Way. We're somewhere in the on one of the celestial arms. And if you ever watch a video of the zooming out of the Milky Way, it's huge. So yeah, that's our solar system, and Pluto isn't considered a planet because its orbit isn't significant enough or it might be its size to be a planet. It's a dwarf planet, and the further back you get from planets, after you leave Saturn, you'll get Neptune, Uranus, and they are frozen planets. They have moons like Europa, Titan, that have frozen water on them because they're so far away from the sun. And so there is possibly life in Europa. There is possibly, because water is, as far as from a human comprehension goes, water sustains life. But I don't agree with that. I think that we're very ignorant to believe that life needs the same things that we believe life needs. I know physics works on all levels, but if aliens are ahead of us, then they might work off different mechanical, biomechanical structure. You know, they might not need water, they might not need these things, they might not need the sun for energy. It is probably possible that they do. Like, I agree with that, but it's just the universe. You can't be sure of the whole thing. So the alien paradox is that if we find ancient ruins of an alien civilization, that means that we're before the scale. That means that we are ready for doom. Because I think the universe, in some poetic fate, hates self-replicating organisms. Suddenly, out of nowhere, a self-replicating organism that can replicate itself, a virus, if you will, and then we destroy ourselves. We're doomed to destroy ourselves. We're at war with ourselves. And in the 60s and 70s, just like Carl Sagan said, we had a vision to go to the moon. And you watch those shuttle launches, it tears me up. You know, like, someone's leaving that planet, you know, and it's beautiful, and then suddenly it just disappeared. Too much money, people say. We came back from the moon with data, but not data on a basic level, nothing to help everyday life. And just like Carl Sagan said again, he said that he believed that our species would be on Mars by the time the turn of the century happened, 2000. But we've pulled back. We sent out probes, we sent out all that sort of thing. But yeah, I'm really interested in space flight because I don't want to be stuck on this planet. We're turning inward, you know. We're gonna go overpopulation. We're gonna run out of resources. We need to hit the stars. We need to go and find out what's out there because it's beautiful, man. Like, that's my religion. Like, not religion but faith, you know. Subatomic particles. Check out Feynman on his video on beauty. It's, you know, an aesthetic person who believes in God looks at a flower and sees a flower that God made. But then someone like me, who I agree with Feynman, looks at the planet, looks at the flower, and sees a beautiful work of nature, like a mathematical precision that's been taking millions of years so that it can become a colour that insects can see to pollinate. So it's there for a reason. It's mathematical precision. The whole universe works on mathematics. That's the fundamental underlying issue. If the world was to disappear and we had to start again and no one knew information, mathematics would be exactly the same. It's interchangeable throughout the whole universe. And then you've got things like physics, and physics will remain quite the same. Biology, obviously not, because every biological being is different. Chemistry, very the same, because these elements exist throughout the universe. That's what gives us that opportunity to look at the stars and to look at the other galaxies. Andromeda, which is our neighbouring galaxy, Centauri, our neighbouring star, and know that these things, you know, operate on the same level that we do. And so we're interstellar travel. Like, if anyone seen the movie Interstellar, it's amazing. It's the science of that movie is mind-blowing. It's beautiful. And the wormhole scene where they go through the wormhole and he's like, what do I do? And he says, we're passing through the bulk. No one knows what to do. You just have to observe and report. We're passing through a space beyond our 3 dimensions. and then the tesseract at the end, that's where it becomes a bit science fiction, but science fiction is just science that hasn't happened yet. So a wormhole, in summary, is it's a man-made concept of traveling through space, but like a wormhole is a shortcut through space. And in theory, a wormhole couldn't work because of the pressure. It would pretty much squeeze and kill you. But it will, like, for instance, this is one part of the universe, this is the other part. So a wormhole bends it like this. So it's a sphere, just like the movie Interstellar. So you go through that sphere and suddenly you're in another galaxy. That is purely fictional at this point, but as I said, science fiction is science that hasn't happened yet. So yeah, sorry, as I was saying, aliens, if we find ruins, that means we're on our way to doom, because they haven't made it past that gap. The universe has prevented them. Like, sentient beings have a habit of destroying themselves, just like you're seeing on the Earth right now. If we find microbes and things that are ready to evolve, that means they're before us. And it's quite possible, both sides are bad, because, well, the microbe, that means we have a longer we have a longer timeline than the ones that if we find ancient ruins, because we know that they are ready to evolve. And yeah, so the universe is absolutely amazing. And quantum mechanics, so that's general relativity. If you see it on a 3D scale, you see the gravity well. You see we're stuck in a gravity well on this planet. We, as star stuff, we're made of star stuff. We're made of the very elements that this universe is made of. And so we have a gravity well, and if you see a rocket going, like a shuttle going up to space, it's gunning it. It's a lot of fuel expansion, because that's gravity pushing you down. You've got to pay that debt back. You've got to pay the gravity debt back. And it's very costly, but it's something we should be investing in. And it's something we should be looking for more information on. If we could solve, just like in Interstellar, which is science fiction, the problem of gravity, and we could get much greater things up there, because it costs so much just to get like the smallest thing into space, you know what I mean? I'm very happy with how far we've come so far, but I think there's so much further to go. Like, it's the existence we have needs to belong out there. We need to find out, and I'm not talking about finding aliens, I'm talking about, like, seeing the beautiful nature of the universe. It's beautiful. So on a subatomic level, atoms, Schrodinger's cat. So can it be alive?